Forwarder has been parked out in the woods for a little while, but my dad had gone to it and started the heater, and it fired up super nicely, so that's good at least. We were gonna collect the last little bits. We had a few little logs from a tree that was dead that is not suitable to send off when selling timber, so we'll see if we try to put it through the bigger pieces through the sawmill, and the smaller pieces will be processed for firewood. Had a few pieces of birch also that will be processed for firewood in the future. Then it was the long logs that were out there. We wanted to bring them closer to the sawmill before the spring comes fully, or the summer, where the area here it gets a little muddy, so it would make a lot of damage. Better to do it now. Moving very slowly. Been a while since I operated it, and also quite heavy bundles when you take 2 or 3 of these long logs, so not stress anything on the machine. It's better to move slowly. And it was also nice where we have when we can widen the machine, and we skipped adding any kind of gate at the front for that, so you can extend it further towards the cab. It does limit the steering sound, so you have to be a little awake when you start turning, that you don't touch the cab on the logs sticking out. Was a little bit tight next to the garage, so I had my dad as a spotter, so we wouldn't drive into anything. Also had the arm of the harvester sticking out that was causing issues, so they were laid out next to the sawmill, so it will probably be this machine standing here and lifting them up one by one and feeding them over. And going back out, getting it was so many I couldn't take all of them in just one load. It felt too much. So getting the last few pieces on there, and then we had a few more since before that are longer. I'm not sure, I think a couple of them are rotten, but my dad says they are good. I think the one here is actually full length. It's the entire tree that has been taken and dragged here at some point. And this one I think is good, even if it was dead when it was taken down, but it's solid. And then there is a couple of more here I'm trying to fish out, even if it was hard to see with them in the way, but I managed, and they were all transferred. Also fished out in the snow, but missed the video. There's some extension we have for the excavator. If we're gonna start looking at lifting the roof, we might give it an attempt with the tractor and the excavator at first, and if it feels too weak, we will hire a crane if required. So here we are inside the log structure. We have a plan to save, because a few of the logs at the bottom are, I think a couple of them are actually gone. There is nothing left of them. They have rotted away over the years, because the grass has been allowed to start building up on the outside, so there's more logs on the inside than you can see on the outside. So we started cleaning that up. Some old three-wheeler that is too beaten. It's only a spare parts machine these days that was moved. Some discussions whether what the building might have looked like when it was brand new, if they had a continuous log all the way at the bottom you had to step over or not. But that answer we can never get, because that's so far back that no one alive can remembers exactly what it looked like. And a woodworking tool. I think my dad had actually built this one when he was young at some point. And we have some really nice spring days now, so it's just to enjoy the weather and good mobility that it's still hard. We will have a couple of weeks in the near future where it's quite muddy around here and you want to avoid traveling around the house more than needed.